In this video, we're going to do a complete installation of the FXBlue Trade Copier service. I want to start off by showing you that there is no Trade Copier installed onto this MetaTrader platform. First of all, this only works with the mt4 or MetaTrader 4 platform. If you currently have MetaTrader 5, you can call up your broker and ask them to switch your account so that then you can use the mt4 platform. Again, this only works with the mt4 platform. Now, the first step is to download the Trade Copier itself. So on this page, you're going to see a button or a text link that will read, click here to download the Trade Copier. And the Trade Copier is actually a zip folder. And when you download the FXBlue Trade Copier, again, it's going to be a zip folder, but you want to download it onto some place that you can find it quickly, perhaps your desktop, or check your downloads folder. From this point, you want to extract the information that's in this zip folder. So I'm right-clicking on my computer on this image, and I'm going to go with the zip or 7-zip option. I'm using Windows 8. Depending on which Windows program you're using, it might look a little bit different than this, and you might need to Google search how to extract a zip file on your particular Windows operating system. So here I'm going to click Extract Files. And now it's placed all the information that was in this zip folder here in a new folder. Now I'm going to double click on this folder so you can see what it has. And this is the FXBlue Internet Trade Mirror Copier. This is going to install like an EA. This is the PDF manual. I highly suggest that you take some time reading all of the information in this PDF manual. If you have any troubleshooting issues, here's where you're going to find the answers to those problems. You're also going to find information as far as lot sizing and leverage, so how to set up the Trade Copier so that you're not overexposing the capital in your MetaTrader account. This option here, the second option, is the actual Trade Copier or installation wizard itself. Now, before I go on, remember that MetaTrader platform that I showed you that was open just a moment ago. We need to close this before we actually do the installation. So if you have any MetaTrader platforms open, please close them. We have to go and create a username and password. That's step number 2. Now, also on this page, you're going to get a direct link that will send you straight to the FXBlue website. On the FXBlue website, this is step number 2, you're going to create a username and password. You do that by clicking the word register when you've landed on this page. Remember, you want to see the words Internet Trade Mirror. That way you know for sure that you're on the right page. Click register. Click the register button up here once again. This is going to give you the option to create a username. You absolutely have to go through this step to create a username so that you can then send me your username and I can add it to the Trade Copier list. Without that username, if you don't send it to me or if you do not create it, you won't get the trades that I execute into your MetaTrader platform. You won't get any of the signals. So you absolutely need to go through this process. This is step number 2. Again, you go to the FXBlue site, click on register, and then create a username, any username you want, and a password, any password that you want. And use a specific email address that you have access to. Because once you complete this process and you click the word register after you've entered in these 3 fields, you're then going to get a confirmation pop-up box that says that you've successfully registered the username. At that point, you need to go back to the email address that you used in this box. You need to open up the email that FXBlue sends you. That email is actually a confirmation. It gives you the opportunity to confirm and to verify the username that you just created. If you don't go through that step and you don't open up the email that FXBlue sends you, then when I add your username to the list, to the Trade Copier list, it won't be a valid username. And then we'll have to send you another message that will tell you to go back and confirm and validate that username. So go ahead and do that now so that you can bypass that step. So again, once you complete and enter in these 3 fields and you complete registering your username, you then open up the email that FXBlue sends you. Usually takes just a few minutes for them to send it to you. Click on the verification link, and then that will verify the username that you created. Once you have verified that username by clicking on that link that FXBlue sends you, then you can send me your username. when you send me your username, send it to the email that's on this page, and I will add it to the Trade Copier list. Once I have added it to the Trade Copier list, I will then send you a follow-up email letting you know which channel you're going to be using, and I'll show you what that means in just a moment. And then you can enter it into the Trade Copier, but I'll show you exactly what that involves, which is step number 3 and 4. Now we're going on to step number 3, which is to go back and open up the FXBlue Trade Copier folder here. Now you remember this was the installation wizard. We want to double click on the installation wizard. The installation is very fast. You'll see just how quick it only takes approximately a couple of seconds to complete. And you're going to get some disclosure and terms and conditions information in this box. Click on the I agree. And here, what's happening now is the FXBlue Trade Copier is detecting all of the MetaTrader platforms that I have on this computer. It's going to do the same thing for you. You've already downloaded your MetaTrader platform, and it's going to detect any available MetaTrader platforms that you have. So you need to select one, whichever one you want to use. In the beginning, we always suggest setting up the Trade Copier with a demo account. And there are a couple of reasons why you want to do that. The first one is you want to make sure that you're happy with the performance that you get from my trade signals. The other reason why you want to start off by using a demo account is that there are some lot sizing parameters that you need to specify so that the Trade Copier can execute trades according to your comfort level. You do not want to overexpose your capital, and you don't want to use a high leverage. We talk about that in another video. And when you enter in that information in the Trade Copier, as far as the lot sizing, it's possible that you could make a slight mistake. You don't want to make a slight mistake and then have a trade go through your live account where it could have a really big, serious impact on your capital. So that's why we recommend starting off the first day, 2 or 3, using it with your demo account. So any one of these MetaTrader platforms that has a demo account is the one I highly suggest you select. Now I'm going to add it to my Forex Limited account. Highlight the Forex, whichever MetaTrader account you want to use, and then click install. It only takes 1 second. That's exactly how fast it was to install it. It's now installed onto that MetaTrader platform. I'm going to open it up and show it to you right now. Now this was that MetaTrader platform that I showed you earlier, and it did not have the FXBlue Trade Copier installed on it. Now it's installed, and the only way it was able to install it correctly is because I actually had to come back in here, and you remember I had to close all MetaTrader platforms before I actually did the installation and clicking on this installation wizard here for the Trade Copier. So let's go back to the MetaTrader platform, and there are a few things that you want to make sure that you do step by step, so you can rewind this video and watch it anytime you want to make sure that you're going through this process correctly. All we need to do is drag the Trade Copier, the FXBlue Trade Copier, onto one chart. Now the question comes up, which charts do you need to have open? And on this page, you're going to see all of the different currency pairs that I'm currently trading. It varies from time to time, and if I do change it, I will send you an email update. But you want to have all of those charts open for those specific currency pairs that I'm trading. If you do not have them open on this page, then the chances are that if I execute a trade on a specific currency pair that you don't have a chart opened, it won't copy the trade for you, and you might miss that trade opportunity. So please have all of the charts opened according to what you see on this page, which are all the currency pairs that I'm currently trading. Now it doesn't matter which time frame you leave these charts open to. Now the installation is just as simple as clicking on the FXBlue Trade Copier once and dragging it onto one chart. You only need to add the Trade Copier to one chart. If you add the Trade Copier to every single chart that's opened on this page, the Trade Copier will not copy the trades correctly. It won't know which trades to execute, and it won't do anything. You only need to drag the Trade Copier onto one open chart, only one, even though you have all of the other currency pairs open on this page. It will still execute correctly. It'll work just fine. You'll see. Again, only drag the Trade Copier onto one chart. At this point, we need to do a couple of things. Here is where we need to make sure that we have allowed certain options and make sure that they're highlighted so that way we can get the trades to copy correctly. You'll notice here that there's a sad face on the Trade Copier, which means it's not going to execute any trades at this moment. we want to select these options here. These are the options that you want to have selected for the trade copier to process the trades as I execute them. Make sure that these options are all highlighted. The next step is to go and click on the Inputs tab. Now you'll remember that we created that username and password on the FXBlue site. All you have to do here is locate the word that reads username, double click on this box, and enter in the username that you created on the FXBlue site. And then here double click on the password setting and enter in the password that you created on the FXBlue site. Now remember, you were supposed to send me your username after you have verified that username from FXBlue. When you send me the username, I'm going to send you a confirmation along with the channel name that you're going to be using that's specific to your trading account. Here is where you double click and enter in the channel name that I'm going to give you after you have submitted your username. I can only give you the channel name after you have submitted and verified your username. Once you have entered in these three fields, the channel name, the username, the password, you're good to go. But then you still have to come down here to the lot sizing and make sure that you're using the appropriate lot sizing settings. In order to get more information about the lot sizing that you're going to be using that's specific to your particular account balance, you need to open up this PDF manual. And here you can go to the chapter that will specifically talk about the lot sizing that you need to use and set up inside of the trade copier. And make sure that you do not overexpose capital. We recommend not using more than 3 to 5% of your capital on any open trades. There are many different features in here that will protect your capital with this trade copier. I highly recommend you take a few minutes to read and study some of the information here, because you can actually specify the trade copier to execute only one trade at a time or multiple trades. You can also turn off the trade copier anytime you like, and you can also set up the trade copier to only execute trades at certain hours or on certain currency pairs if you like. All that information is here and much, much more inside of this PDF manual. So once you've determined the lot sizing that you want to use, here's where you're going to set up that information here. And there's one final step before we actually click the OK button. We want to scroll down here to the word that reads Max Stop Loss. Here is where you can specify a maximum stop loss. Now, with all of the trade strategies that I use, I never use a stop loss larger than 55 pips. I highly recommend that you take a moment and enter 55 pips right here in this option. What this is going to do is it's going to protect your capital, and it's a second level of security, making sure that if a trade does not work out, it will always close the trade once the trade has gone negative 55 pips. It's going to protect your capital in that regard. So you're not going to see a trade that could be minus 100 or minus 70 pips or minus 150 pips. That's never going to happen to you as long as you enter in the maximum stop loss option here, 55 pips. At this point, we would then click OK. And then you're going to see a smile face just like this. Now, if you don't see a smile face, it's possible that you didn't select some of these options up here. You want to make sure that this auto trading button is pressed in and it's showing a green light. The other option that you need to click on up here is the words Tool, go to Options, and again, just verify that with your Expert Advisor, you're allowing all of these options, these two options here. Remember, this is a slightly different when we dragged the trade copier onto the charts. And then click on the word OK. And again, then you'll see the smile face. This means the trade copier is turned on. If you want to quickly turn off the trade copier, you can either go up here to Auto Trading and click this button, which will then go to red, and then it shows a sad face here on the trade copier. That means the trade copier is not going to process any trades as a result of my trade execution or my signals. This will turn off the trade copier. If you want to turn it back on, you just click on that Auto Trading button here so that you see the green button and you see the happy face here. Now at this point, you'll also notice that there's a heartbeat. When you're completely connected, you will see a heartbeat. You'll also see the channel name. This is one particular channel name, and it may not be the channel name that you're going to be using. Remember, you're only going to be receiving the channel name from me once you have verified the username and you've sent it to me and I've added it to the trade copier list. If you do not see a heartbeat, There's a couple of reasons why that could actually happen. There are times during the day that I might turn off my trading platform. If I close my trading platform, then you will not see a heartbeat. I will generally do that if I'm sleeping or if I'm doing some kind of maintenance on my computer. But you will always see a heartbeat during the London and the New York trading session. That's when I primarily trade. Now you have to have your computer turned on with the MetaTrader platform opened and all of the charts for each currency pair that I trade. All of them have to be open on the computer. If you turn off those charts and you close the MetaTrader platform, the trade copier will not execute any trades when I execute a trade on my platform, and you'll miss the trading opportunity. So I suggest that you always leave the trade copier on your computer. If you can't, you might want to consider a VPS service. If you're not too familiar with VPS, you can Google VPS. There's a particular company called Cheap Forex VPS service. You can Google that and it'll take you directly to their website, and there you can find out more about VPS. It's very cheap, it's very affordable, and it allows you to install the MetaTrader platform with the trade copier onto that VPS server, and then you can close your computer and turn off your charts. Yet the trades will still be executed in your MetaTrader platform because the MetaTrader is up and running on the VPS desktop. There's also a few things that you need to be aware. Once you've installed the trade copier, again, we highly recommend adding it to your demo account. If you see an open live trade, and I've executed one, and you're watching it live on your trading platform, if for some reason you want to change the leverage and the lot sizing that you're using, please wait until I have closed that open trade. If you try to change any of the parameters while there is an open live trade, when you adjust the trade copier and you click OK and save, it will close the trade out and it'll change the results of the trade that I have open. So please wait until that trade is closed before you go in and make any changes to the trade copier and the settings and the parameters. Also, you'll notice that I don't have any other expert advisors. Please do not add any other expert advisors to this particular trade platform when you're using the FXBlue trade copier. The reason is there could be some kind of conflict between the other EAs and the FXBlue trade copier. If you add other trade copiers, we cannot guarantee what's going to happen. There have been cases where adding a different EA or trade copier in addition to the FXBlue trade copier, it could prevent any of the trades from being executed, or it could actually flip some of those trades. So if I go long a specific trade, it could actually do the opposite. So please make sure that you don't add any other EAs or trade copiers to this trading platform when you're using the FXBlue trade copier. Now we're back here at the PDF manual for the trade copier, and if you have any issues or you need to diagnose some problems, please go to Chapter 5. Down here you're going to see a whole list of different error messages that you might see in the trade copier, and it'll quickly explain exactly what's going on with the trade copier for you. So again, please read through the PDF manual for the trade copier. Thanks for taking the time to go through this video.